All right, looks like we are officially rolling here. This is probably my third, fourth, fifth, I'm not sure, attempt at trying to make this video. I made a video last week that I haven't posted. It wasn't particularly bad. I just felt like timing was off and I forgot about it. I got sick, but that's how it goes. But cheers to you all. I'm gonna have my first sip of coffee this Saturday morning. So here we go. So I'm going to try to address some of the things I addressed in the other video, mainly that, of course, there has been a lack of videos, and that's not because I don't want to make videos. But it's also because I don't want to make videos. I'd love to make more videos, but to be perfectly honest with everyone, the nerves get the best of me. It's hard to know what exactly I want. I feel like I have a lot to say, which is why I make the videos. There's a point for the videos. However, balancing a full-time job, family, art, music, all the various things I like to do, it seems to be at the bottom of the list and the easiest thing to make excuses not to do. So that's why I have such a lack of volume of videos, but I would love to start making more, so I'm just gonna barrel through and do the best I can. Why would I want to make videos? Well, I don't know, to be honest. Well, I do know. As an artist and a musician of sorts, it's good to get your stuff out of your studio, and in this age, this is the medium that tends to help facilitate that. So that is a reason. Another reason is I am a fan of these types of videos. I watch other creators and artists make videos, and it's inspiring to me. And I would, in turn, like to be able to do that as well. Another reason is it's kind of like a mild form of therapy. I don't know if it's the best form in the long term, but we'll see how that goes. But it's nice to just kind of unload, get your thoughts out of your head, and express yourself in some type of form. So that is why. So I guess I'm kind of telling myself all these things, but so we all have a sense of like, oh, I've got to justify myself in some way. So, so you don't feel like an idiot, but it's okay. We can feel like an idiot every once in a while. But here I am doing it again. It seems like every time I try to make one of these videos, it's a video about me talking about why I'm not making videos. So I try to put that to the side. But I had a interesting thought this week about what makes art, and how did I end up kind of in the position I'm in now. I've always wanted to be an artist ever since I learned to draw, I'm still learning to draw, but ever since I picked up a pencil and knew I could draw, or that one could put lines to paper to make a expression of their humanity in some sort. That's what that's what I wanted to do the rest of my life. So I pursued that fairly early on, and then I went to college to continue pursuing art. And college was an amazing experience, of course, and a very amazingly expensive experience that I'm still sorting out. But anyway, that aside, it was great to be surrounded by other like-minded individuals, other artists, and it was probably one of the highlights of my life was that experience. But a thought kind of came to me the other day about one specific experience I had, and it was in my senior year. And primarily I was going for illustration, and then I veered into fine arts. And I've always been kind of drawn to spooky, kind of macabre art and things of that nature. And I kind of tilted towards that. Now, when you're in college, especially, when the era I was in college, the art world is kind of still new to you. You love doing art, and you love the idea of art, and you have your favorite artists and what have you, and then you go to art school, which is, I went to a art school. And then you get turned on to a whole nother system of artists and techniques, which is amazing, learning things you've never learned before, and it's all very impressive, and there's a lot of different ideas, and you get influenced by those ideas, which is 100% an amazing experience. But I guess I get to the point. At one point, during the senior year, we had these studio visits, and an artist, a successful artist or gallery owner or what have you, would come and visit each of the studios and offer their critique of your work. And this one particular artist came, and he came into my studio, and I have nothing bad to say. I don't even remember who this artist was. I just knew they were supposed to be impressive, and like, I need to learn from this person, and that's fine, So they came into my studio, and they looked around, and they're like, your work's, pretty good, but if you ever want to make it as an artist, you're going to have to kind of knock off all this gothy stuff. And I kind of was like, huh, what do you mean? And he was just like, well, it's just a little heavy-handed. It's just, it's just like, if you want to be taken seriously as an artist, basically, you need to kind of, do some different work. You can't, do this type of stuff. It's cliche, it's kitsch, it's all this different stuff. But he wasn't trying to do this to burst my bubble. He wasn't trying to be a jerk about it. He was just being earnest, and in his world that is true. And I was also very well, if I wanted to succeed as a gallery artist, I looked around and was like, well, there's a lot of different approaches now that are kind of like, well, maybe I should. And a lot of them I really did respect and I enjoyed, and I was a fan of as well. So, but it's kind of sat with me. So I started to change my style a little bit. I started venturing more towards that type of work. And I mean, I couldn't really get I couldn't fully commit to it though, because as I would find out, that wasn't really where my heart was. But I continued to pursue it, and then years later, you graduate, and then you have, a car bill, you want to get an apartment, and you might have some little studio shows here and there that do okay, but you've got to get a job. And then you get a job, and then you're tired from that job, you don't do as much work, and then you're also out of that sphere of influence because you return back to whatever environment you came from, and sometimes that's not always the case. I'm speaking from my personal experience. But over the years, once removed from that environment, I found that I honed back to spookier, macabre work that is real, figurative and realistic and detailed as best as I can do. And then you find yourself kind of where you were. And then you start to think about, what if I just went whole hog into what I did at that time of my life and just was 100% earnest? What would have happened then? hindsight 2020, maybe that's not what I needed. Maybe this is exactly what I needed. But it is something I've learned, and I just felt like it would be nice to kind of express that. And I think a lot of what concerned me when my screen just shut off. I just need to make sure this is still recording. Let's see here. Is it still recording? I think it is, I guess. Anyway, let's get back in the train of thought here. I was so concerned about being considered an artist or being taken seriously. It totally overtook what is sincere. And I think what I've learned through all that is that it's not up to you to decide what is art. It's just not. It's not up to me. At this stage, I could care less. I do not care if someone thinks it's art or not. Now, am I really being sincere in that? Of course, I kind of care. I want to be considered an artist. I want my work to be taken seriously. I mean, not seriously, but like I don't want people to think I'm, just like not trying or trying to like, speaking to the lowest common denominator or what have you. But that really isn't up to me. My responsibility is in just making work that is 100% my vision to whatever degree that or whatever. My responsibility is to make work that is to my vision and standards, to the best of my own ability, whether it's good, bad, ugly, whatever. And I think deep down I've always known that, but stuff can get in your head. It can really mess you up. And I'm naturally a little bit neurotic and I have a lot of anxiety, and that's partially why I don't have so many of these videos, is because, I'm very concerned about, like, it's funny, you can walk a line between being absolutely not caring at all what people think. You can walk the line between not caring at all what someone thinks, but also caring a lot. And I think each of us have this little critic in our head that is the thing we're trying to impress. And I think it's that. And they live outside of you. It's like a ghost, or it's like what, like, people in the early, it's like God or something. It's like this thing that's just out there judging and that you want to impress. And it's totally made up in your head. And it's just not real. It's not real, So I've kind of coming to terms with that. I think that's a lifelong thing. And sometimes people have a way of just obfuscating that whole situation. And there are times I've been able to do that. And obviously, if you're watching this and seeing my situation here, I'm not afraid to be myself. But I guess it's not so much being afraid to be yourself. It's more of like, how much of yourself do you want other people to see, And that's the challenge, because if your work is going to live beyond you and your confines, you have to like take some risks. And that risk is, doing stupid videos for the internet, or posting You know, like my Instagram, I hardly have anything on there. And but whenever I talk to other artists, I'm like, oh yeah, you should get on there. It's like, I don't know. So I'm trying to break through that, and you know, it's like trying to start up an old car. It's like gonna turn over one day and then not start the next day. You just have to keep trying and go under the hood and fix the thing. So that's where I'm at with me, and it's been a long road, and it will be a long road. But another thing I've noticed is that whoever enjoys my work or is interested in the things I'm trying to pursue, I am so wholeheartedly, earnestly grateful for it. And, you know, you can look at likes or view counts and things of that nature, or sales, and one can easily get kind of discouraged when you compare yourself with other artists that you admire or people you know or what have you. But I'm more and more just like just really taken back by any interaction, and it could make me choked up just talking about, but I'm not gonna let myself. But it's just, you know, I am so grateful for whatever interactions or response I get for any of my art, whether it's paintings, music, drawings, anything. And I'm also resigned to, like, you know what, if my community is under 100 people, that is amazing. You know, like, I'm just so grateful to have the ability to pursue it at all, and that in itself is the gift. And everything else, well, you know, you just want to push for your own work's sake, but that's not the point. And I don't know if there are other artists that just, I think as artists, we need to let ourselves know that, especially because we're all trying to do this odd self-promotion thing. No, you know, we're not going to be whisked away by some big gallery owner or something. It's just not going to happen like that. It just doesn't work like that. You have to just get stuff out there and promote your work as best you can, or you can just let it live in your head, or let it live in your basement, or in your own sketchbook. That is totally fine too. But I know there's a lot of artists out there, like myself, that, you know, just want to see people enjoy the work and feel it does have a life beyond your immediate confines. So to those that feel that urge, you know, we need to give each other these little pep talks. So, so that's the thought I had for this week. Hopefully that makes some sense. I'm just going to go over some things I wanted to go over the last video I did, and I hope this is all right. Part 2 of the video. Here's what's new in my world. Okay. I will be participating in Wicked New England Saturday, May 3rd from 11 to 7 in Salem, Massachusetts at the Old Town Hall, 32 Danbury Square. So I'm going to be a vendor there, and I'm going to be selling originals. I'm going to be selling prints, stickers, potions, what have you. I am very, very excited about this. I have some other fellow artists that will be there that I'm very excited to see their booths as well. And yes, and this will kind of be a little bit of a big bang for all the stuff that I want to put out this year. I'm also looking to get my Etsy shop up and running, and I think I'm going to use March 3rd as my goal for that as well, because I definitely want to have some inventory to choose from for that event, so I don't want to kind of get it up too early and kind of be scrambling if I'm trying to sell on Etsy and whatnot. But I think that's going to be my North Star, is that event. And then from there, I'm going to have stuff online I can sell. And also, I'm going to be having my website up, hopefully sooner than that. Just a little splash page for some of my work, so people can look and say, "Oh yeah, he's an artist." Because it's kind of ridiculous at this point. I did have a website in the past, but um, I kind of stopped that route, and I figured, oh, maybe I'll just do like a Facebook page or something. And I have one of those. If you care to visit it, Todd Kramer Art on Facebook and Todd Kramer Art on Instagram. But I don't really post on it, and and I need to start that too. So lots of stuff to do this year. Lots of stuff in the works. I've been working on new work. I got commissions lined up. I'm hoping to do some videos based off those commissions. I'm going to reach out to the patrons on that. Um, and I've got some time lapses. I got some music. I've been scoring my paintings lately. I worked on a score of one of the latest paintings I've done, and I'm really excited for that. So yeah, lots going on, and I really appreciate you all for sticking around and watching this video. And I'm gonna, with that, bid you adieu. Stay creative. Thank you so much. Bye.